Ahoy, hoy, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
It's your weekly digest of every Star Wars news story you want to know.
You alright there, my sunshine?
Oh dear, I've got a bit of sniffles.
He's got the space cold has come back.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Space worms.
Oh.
So here we go. Here we go. It's
we are,
episode
then.
48. 48. Goodness me.
EMELIA CLARKE has finished shooting her role on the Han Solo movie. Do you think we'll learn of a title soon for this?
I don't know, maybe they'll get the Last Jedi trailer out of the way first.
And then...
Maybe.
I don't think they're going to premiere a trailer until The Last Jedi is out. I think they're going to drop it with the movie.
Maybe.
Because it'd be an ideal time to drop a trailer if you think about it on the release.
Yeah.
And Ron Howard has tweeted some more shots from the movie. Now, if you follow Ron Howard on Twitter, he does take quite a lot of pictures from the sets of the movies. But this one, a few days ago, he tweeted what looked like the entrance to the infamous spice mines on the planet Kessel. And the latest one shows a dusty landscape with the tweet that reads, "Desperate and dangerous times." This also looked like the spice mines as well. Now, this is a place where apparently Wookiees are forced to work with zero hope of survival. And the name Kessel rings a lot of bells. Now, I wonder whether we will see whether some of Han Solo's folklore will come true in the movie. What do you think on this?
Well, if you wrote a list of things that you wanted to see in a young Han Solo movie, I think things like him meeting Chewie, him getting the Millennium Falcon, and things like the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
It's the things that
well, the Kessel Run, obviously.
It's legendary. I mean, to the point that even people 30 years on from Return of the Jedi are still talking about it,
yeah.
Although they get the facts and figures wrong. She says 14 parsecs when it's actually 12, but it'd be interesting to see exactly what the Kessel Run is. And it would be interesting to see, because
what the spice mines are.
Yeah, but just to see the whole folklore of those particular things. And he is a rogue and a scoundrel and a legend, but a legend for a reason, you know, so yeah, I mean, EMELIA CLARKE's the interesting thing as well, because apart from Game of Thrones, she hasn't been particularly successful as a movie actress.
Because if you think she played the young Sarah Connor in that last Genesis,
which was awful,
Terminator movie, and she wasn't right for the role.
No.
She's a good actress, though. She did do that rom-com, didn't she? Was it Me Before You or something like that? Was that one?
Something like that, yeah.
And I might have that completely wrong, but it was something along those lines. But that was quite successful. I haven't seen it myself.
No.
But I like her. She's really good in Game of Thrones.
She is fantastic in Game of Thrones. It's just, I mean, and again, it depends on what sort of character she is and what her role is. Yeah. And
do you think Han Solo would have a love interest at a young age?
Well, he's a scoundrel. I'm sure he's got love interests.
He's got a space bird in every port.
I bet he has. Because he's. I mean, if you look at the deleted scenes, if you like, from A New Hope, he was there at the cantina with some young trollop. You know, so that was one place that he'd been, that he was there with the ladies. So it doesn't surprise me if he's there with. You know, but I mean, she's obviously going to be more than that. She's going to be more than a trollop.
She's a name, isn't she?
Which was one of the Bee Gees' best songs. That was More Than a Trollop.
I want to hear that tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Right, it's official. This is a quick story. Episode 8 has wrapped post-production. So I think that's well and truly on time, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all the more reason why it's scratching your head for the fact that we haven't had a trailer yet. Well,
like we've been talking about the trailers, I mean, they've just dropped now and said that there's news, isn't there, that
Star Wars News.net has reported that a long-time good source has said that it will be October the 9th.
And then obviously with those tweets that Mark Hamill made,
and
things, it's going to be imminent, isn't it?
If that's the case, that's 2
might only be one more trailer, though. They might be trying a different technique or tactic.
Yeah, but like we said before, I think once we get the one trailer, then it's going to be a deluge.
You'll still get the TV spots, but what I'm saying is there might not be another main trailer.
Be an international trailer. which is what they did last time, and that had a lot of new footage in it as well.
Sort of like an expanded from the trailer that we had. It was expanded with extra footage.
But it was. Well, no, I don't know, because it actually felt like there was more. There was more clips, like footage in there, as opposed to like music or stuff like that. But it's going to be interesting to see, because I thought it feels this time like there hasn't been very much going on.
No.
Compared to The Force Awakens. But when you look at the actual timeline, apart from the fact that The Force Awakens released that teaser trailer, I think it was in October, November the year before, that's the only difference, really, because we had the behind-the-scenes footage at Star Wars Celebration, which we had with The Force Awakens. Oh. Then we had... it's coming, isn't it?
Right.
Then we had the first trailer, which was around about the same sort of time as the first trailer for The Last Jedi. And then this trailer is coming when it's for Monday Night Football, which is what happened with The Force Awakens as well. So it hasn't been any different. It just feels...
It feels a lot longer.
A lot longer. And it also feels like... bless you.
Excuse me.
It also feels like we're sort of being starved of it a little bit, but I'm sure that as soon as it starts, we're going to get TV spots and this, that, and the other, and there's going to be loads of different stuff. So,
and we've spoken about what we wanted to see anyway in the next trailer.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, and we'll do a trailer breakdown as soon as it comes out, and I can't wait. I just want to see.
So Monday Night Football will be out. Well, it's quite late, isn't it? On the Monday,
it's normally like 8-9 o'clock. US time, so that's going to be and like it was, I can remember setting my alarm for like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then I think I woke up at like 5:30 and watched it. That was with Han Solo saying, it's true, all of it. This
time, if it goes Monday night, try and hold on.
I won't be able to. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Nice, I may be in the shed, because I think, did I do that? I can't remember whether I did that.
You did for Rogue One, didn't you?
Was it the Rogue One?
Yeah, where you came in.
It may be for The Force Awakens, for The Last Jedi. I might come in, and then we can do one together.
Do the breakdown.
Yeah, do the breakdown together, which I think is what we did for the first trailer.
That before. Yeah.
Didn't we? Because we did that for the first trailer. It's got the screenshots and stuff. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward. It's been so much. It's weird because we're spoilt now, because we used to have to wait 3 years in between movies. And now we're only waiting like a year or 18 months.
As long as Han Solo doesn't change its release date.
Yeah, you can have 2 movies in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's weird saying, I can't wait. But sooner or later, it's going to be that moment of watching it for the first time is going to be gone.
Yeah.
And then that moment is over. And then it's just a matter of then picking the bones out of everything.
I'm really looking forward to this episode.
Just to go off a little sidetrack, I was listening to... the Tested podcast today with Adam Savage from Mythbusters. He's seen Blade Runner 2049, and he didn't give any spoilers. He's not allowed to give spoilers, but he said it's amazing. He's a massive Blade Runner fan. I know this is going off Star Wars.
Well, it's a huge sci-fi franchise. Well, not franchise really. A huge sci-fi film.
But a lot of the early buzz is saying
huge, isn't it?
that it's been fantastic, and what he was saying is that you don't need to see the original Blade Runner. He said, but if you have seen the original Blade Runner, you will notice the different little bits and pieces that are nods to it and stuff.
So much so that Daniel Craig has now said that he wants him to be the next director of Bond.
Director of Bond, yeah.
He is a good director, mind, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
Even if you look at Prisoners, which I think the story was all right, and it was quite... it was okay for his first film, but directed, the style was just like, wow.
He knows how to do tense moments and tense scenes.
Arrival has become one of my favourite films of last year now.
Yeah, he did Sicario, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's got this beautiful vision. Right, okay, Mark Hamill celebrated his 66th birthday a couple of days ago. Happy birthday, Mark Hamill. And he gave a full and in-depth interview with StarWars.com. Now, he spoke about many things, but one of the things I wanted to bring up was about the huge twist in The Empire Strikes Back. So he spoke about this, and this is what he said. They kept that line a secret, I am your father. what was in the script was already a fantastic twist. Vader says, in Darth Vader voice, now if you imagine Mark Hamill doing next, he's good at his voices. You don't know... I don't sound like... You don't know the truth, Obi-Wan killed your father. And I played it just as you see it. No! And all that. But prior to shooting, they pulled me aside, and Irving Kershner, the director, said, look, I'm going to tell you something George knows, I know, and when I tell you, you'll be the third person that knows, so if it leaks, we know it'll be you. And that was the final twist that we saw, I am your father, that way. Which is quite interesting, because it's a technique that they still use a lot to this day. I wasn't sniffly till I came in here. And it's the game. So they what was it? I've just read recently. They've just shot 3 endings for something, haven't they? Oh, my mind's gone now. Never mind. But it's a technique that they use a lot in films, where they're going to have a twist, or in a pilot of the end episode or something. They film a load of different endings and then surprise you with the one that they want, which was really nice. And then also he spoke about Han Solo. Now, did you read this?
Yes.
What did you think?
Well, what did you think?
Well, obviously, the people that know might know that Mark Hamill originally auditioned to play Han Solo, didn't he? Before he was Luke Starkiller or whatever it was.
Yeah.
What do you think of that as a name? I know we think...
Well, the original title, the title that was on... Well, the whole point of the story was that he thought that he was going to be...
Yeah, let's explain that.
Yeah, he was going to be the sidekick to Harrison Ford, or to Han Solo, because he knew that his name was Luke. His new name was Luke Starkiller, so he was in his apartment or in his house, and he got the call from his agent to say that he'd got the part. They sent him the script.
That's it.
And on the front of the script was a title, and it said, The Adventures of Luke Starkiller, as told in the Journal of the Whills. So we thought, oh my God, I'm going to be, I'm the star of the movie, and read the film and realised that it was all about him as opposed to
the secondary side
to Han. Yeah. I mean, it always makes me laugh because I don't know how many times he's going to get away with telling those stories that he tells, like at all the different conventions.
The conventions, and if you haven't ever seen it, I'd highly recommend you do go and see it, because he's
he's fantastic. I'm not knocking him.
Yeah, you sit, and he doesn't need any moderator to come on the stage with him. I mean, when we saw Carrie Fisher, God rest her soul, she had Warwick Davis as the moderator and sort of leads the questions, whereas Mark Hamill, when he comes on, is just there on his own, and he's mesmerising to watch. He's got all these stories. But what you start to realise is it's the same stories for... Not
exactly all the same, but when it comes to the fact of Harrison Ford saying, you can type this shit, but you can't say it, and so he comes up with this... I guess that the defence is on Aquila Salis is. I mean, I've seen it so many times now. I almost can get it. But the whole point I was going to say about Mark Hamill is he just looks like one of those guys that is just a guy that you would have so much fun to meet. Yeah. And have so much fun to just hang out with.
Well, he looks a laugh.
Yeah, and I can imagine that it must be no matter how much you love Star Wars, it must be tiring. But at the same time, when you've got someone like... Because in that group of those the original 3, Harrison Ford was really the only one that broke out as a major box office hit and a star. Where I think when the movie first came out, everyone thought it was going to be Mark Hamill. Now, that's not to say Mark Hamill was a top theatre actor. Was one of the originals that played Mozart and Amadeus.
That's right,
and won awards. He is highly regarded as one of the best Jokers to ever play the Joker.
His voice work is unsurpassed. His voice work. Now, this is another thing. If you see him on one of his Q&As or whatever, he quite often delves into his voice work, and he did the Joker when we were there, weren't we? We had the exclusive lines from The Killing Joke.
That's right, yeah.
And things like that. And his voice work is brilliant.
It is. It's fantastic.
And you wouldn't know it's Mark Hamill at all.
No. So, I mean, that's another reason why I'm so looking forward to the Last Jedi, is because I want to see him do something. We've said it before. I really think that that's going to be the Chewie Chewie, we're home moment of this next trailer is that Luke is going to do something that is going to make everybody lose their shit.
Well, that's what we want.
I just think that's what it's going to be.
And also, Rian Johnson, if you've watched his previous films, the one thing he does do is get brilliant performances out of his actors.
Yeah.
So probably the most accessible, if you haven't watched any of his stuff, is the Looper with Bruce Willis. And it's probably the last time Bruce Willis was brilliant. Sorry.
Let me think. Yeah.
I can't think of much
that's a whole nother podcast, isn't it? Is Bruce Willis. I mean, I really like Bruce Willis. I always have, right from Moonlighting and stuff. But there are some times that is just so frustrating with him because he is. You ever watch the Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis?
No, I've seen clips of some. I saw the Brad Pitt one.
You need to watch him. He's fantastic on that. Because
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, because Zach Galifianakis is taking the piss out of him somewhat chronic. You know, just with the whole thing. And obviously he's acting, but with what he's talking about, how the 80s was so fantastic, he said, you could do anything in the 80s, and he starts going through this sort of, not a rant, he's sort of like, he's being very melancholy and stuff, and it almost looks like he's about to cry because he's going on about how fantastic, you could just take drugs in the 80s and all this stuff. And you sort of look at him and you think, he looks like a guy that has got a really good sense of humour and stuff, but then you look at him on some of these the press conference things that he's done, and he's a total dick.
He is a total dick. Do you remember when he was on? Was it the One Show?
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was an arse.
But he did. I mean, I can remember that because he apologised the day after, didn't he, and said that he was jet lagged and stuff like that. But I remember the one that he did. I can't remember which movie it was. It must have been Red. Was it Red? And he was with that young woman. I can't remember what her name is. I can't remember her name. And then he was really giving this questionnaire interviewer a really hard time.
Oh, never mind.
It's the young lady that's in Red anyway.
Yeah,
by sort of saying, this isn't part of the thing, and it was really being condescending to the poor guy that's just doing his job, and there's no need
to be like that. Well, they're paid not to be like that. Yeah, that's the thing. But he got a bit above his station.
And then with movies, it depends which Bruce Willis turns up.
Well, exactly. The great way of reading about Bruce Willis is reading Kevin Smith's story on him and the shooting with Cop Out. Yeah,
but then see. I love Kevin Smith. You don't have to say anything about that. But there are some times when you think about people that he's fallen out with, you think, is it those people or is it Kevin Smith? Because one thing that Kevin Smith says in one of his stand-up shows, that the one thing that pissed Bruce Willis off was he kept going up saying that he wanted him to do like David Addison moment. And it pissed Bruce Willis off because he kept going like, do David Addison. And I think that pissed him off. And I suppose you can sort of understand how it piss him off because he wants him just to
be normal, isn't it?
But
we digress. So what
indeed
do you think,
we do.
Obviously, happy birthday, Mark Hamill, once again. Hope you had a nice time. I say that as if he's watching, don't I?
Well, he might be watching. You never know.
I hope you are.
You never know. But I mean...
But I do wish him a happy birthday. And if you'd like to wish him a happy birthday, put it in the comments below. That's what I'll say.
Well, you say that then.
Put it in the comments below. And likewise with any of the other stories, if you've got anything you'd like to say on it about the finishing of episode 8, Emilia Clarke and the Han Solo movie and the Kessel Run and all those stories, do please comment below. And when you do comment below, remember to press the like button.
Come and subscribe to our channel. Just click on the little bell icon and that means you'll be notified every time we release a new video. This show is also on Apple Podcast and Stitcher and other podcast apps, obviously just audio. So you can't see us, which is sometimes a better way of doing the show, so you can't see us. So if you do that, then please leave a review and also subscribe. If you review and subscribe, it means it looks better for us and we might go up the charts.
Yeah, just we like
stuff
feedback.
Like that. We do, and we like to hear what people have to say. So yes, we're on Apple Podcasts, obviously on YouTube. That's it for week 48.
Yes,
or episode 48.
Should we do this all again next week?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much.
You do realise that if it does go on October the 9th, that could be our episode 50 week. That won't be next weekend. That'll be the following week.
Well, fingers crossed.
Look at that. Wouldn't that be perfect?
A trailer breakdown for episode
50.
Boom.
Boom indeed.
Sure close.
Boom indeed. So that's it. Thank you very much. From me, Pavo.
And me, Neil.
May the force be with you
always.
all.